Ndayandu Narusese of Venda and every tribe that is tuned in. Welcome to another special, tongue-tuzzling, marvelous, elegant, beautiful show of Celebrity Couch Edition. And ladies and gentlemen, the making of art in visuals continues today with Elsie Muraberi Rasaranabo, well known to you and I as Vomukondereri. What mean fit? I'm well. Thank you very much for accommodating us in your house. This is a pleasure.
The pleasure is mine.
Do you sometimes miss your name, Vomkondere? I mean, Elsie Muraberi, because people are used to Vomkondere?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So many people don't even know my name, but they know me as Vomkondere. Even relatives, some of them still call me Vomkondere, even though I'm no longer there. But they still call me Vomkondere.
How often do people call you by your real name?
Maybe, let's say, Vomkondere is 80%, 20% about Elsie.
No, I get it. In our culture, Venda culture, of course, Zina Lea Amba, it has a mini
It does.
Your name, Mraberi, does it also mean or you are a prayer warrior?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I am.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's say when I was born, my parents have just been converted to Christianity, especially my grandmother, my paternal grandmother. So she's the one who gave me this name, Muraberi, Esther, instead of Elsie. I said Esther. So since then, I've been a Christian.
Oh, okay.
From birth.
Yeah. Have you been baptized?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
When was that?
I think it was 1969, if I'm not mistaken, yeah.
How often do you pray in a day? Or how many times do you pray in a day?
Mostly 3 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Morning, afternoon, evening.
Yeah.
It's a must.
Yes, I do. I do try to do that.
I want you to tell me the difference between Vomkondere and Elsie.
Vomkondere, it's a lady who wants things to be hers. She's somehow greedy, but she perseveres. So in that, Elsie and Vomkondere are similar in perseverance. But with greed and all that, no, they're totally different. Yeah.
Elsie, she's not greedy.
No, she's not. She's not. She's just a simple lady who who loves each and every person.
But when you were given the role here, Vomkondere, how easy or how hard was it for you to adapt to that role?
It wasn't that easy. Yeah, it wasn't that easy because when I was given the role of Vomkondere, this lady was just cruel, and I couldn't bear it. Especially when I walk around, people would say, "This is a witch." This lady has killed Ebomashrudo and all that. So I felt so bad because in me, I don't even want to harm a fly, you know. So when people say I've killed someone, it was until I adapted to.
How long did it take you to get used to the character?
I think in season 3, yes. Season 1 and 2, it was difficult for me to do that.
How many episodes were there in each season back then?
There were only 13 episodes in the first season, second season. I think, yes, there were only 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's go back to the era where you grew up in, the apartheid era. How was life back then?
Phew. Life was so different, from now. Because I still think when I was staying with my uncle in Joburg. My uncle was a politician, but I didn't know that he was. But sometimes he would bring people and tell me to cook food for them and then close the door and go out.
Just that?
Yes.
And you wouldn't ask or what's happening?
No, I wouldn't ask, but they will be talking in hushed tone. I would not even hear what they are saying inside the house.
Yeah.
But the following day, when coming back from school, I would see policemen in the yard. Maybe knocking on the door, getting in, taking things out from the cupboards and all that. They'll leave the house upside down. So it's then that I realized that something must be wrong with this uncle of mine. But when time goes on, I really do understood what was going on.
Did you have to confront him, or you just found out?
No, there was a brother, the half brother of mine, who went on exile. He was in exile, but before he went out of the country, he would say, "Don't tell people that here."
People come here.
Come here and assemble.
Okay.
Don't even dare say it.
Yeah.
They'll pretend as if they are organizing the club.
Yeah.
And even the socks and all that will be washed there, but I wouldn't touch them. They would do everything, but underground they were doing their things, which I didn't know then.
Oh, a club, you mean a soccer?
Soccer, yes, soccer club. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
And then because you grew up in a space where politicians were always there, did you end up getting into politics or not?
No, not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all, because I hated
protesting.
No, even now I don't want protest. I don't want it because
actually you don't want trouble.
No, I don't. Maybe it's because I grew up in this thing. The police, the white police coming into our home, and almost maybe twice or once a month they will be there looking for things that I didn't even know. My uncle would just say maybe very early in the morning, before you go to school, take books from this cupboard and take them to somebody's house. He would tell me where. Then I'll take them there before I go to school. And then it's there. But when I come back from school, the police are already there. So
the book were about what was being...
It was politics. Because I once stole one of them.
And read it.
Being a child, you know. I took it to school, and one of the teachers saw it. And it took it away from me before I could even read it. I think it was just manifesto. I don't know what manifesto was it. What manifesto meant then. And then he took it. Yeah.
And it didn't get you into trouble?
No.
Not at all?
He just took it from me. Where did you get this? I took it from home. And then he just said, okay. So, because he was the chairman of the school board then, so I think he took it back to him. I don't know. But
actually, the teacher knew your uncle?
Yes.
Okay.
He was the chairperson of the school board in that school.
Today they call it SGB.
SGB, yes.
All right. So back then you never lost any of your family member because of apartheid? Maybe they went to protesting or exiles and stuff?
No.
No one? Even your uncle?
No.
He's still alive?
No, he's no more. But he was still active in politics. Yeah.
Looking at the government of today and the government of apartheid, what do you think is the difference?
I don't know what to say, you know, because back then we were so marginalized. you wouldn't get into a toilet where a white person would get in. Even at the station, the train station, there were as a black person would go this way and the white person would go that way. You don't meet. Even the shops, they were just like that. But today, we are all equal. But at the same time, I think we got this independent before we were somehow maybe, I don't know, to be trained or something like that. Because we kind of mixed it up with hatred and all that, so many things. Yeah, ignorance and all that. So it just...
but as a person, Ane, you lived in that era and you're still here today. In terms of infrastructure and service providing, which government do you think is the best?
I think this one is the best.
Okay.
Because it doesn't discriminate
people, yeah.
It doesn't discriminate. Every person, if we are given toilets, mahala toilets, RDPs, everybody would get it, yeah. But then, back then, if you are black, you are black. You are white, and you are not entitled to get this. This one is entitled to. So,
but the problem now is load shedding in today's government.
I don't want to say much about that because this is politics.
Yeah, and it's also affecting you, of course.
Yeah, it is.
Because load shedding is a bad thing.
It is a bad thing, but politicians know what's happening. So we can say whatever we want, but they know what's happening.
You don't want to get involved?
No, I don't want to get involved.
No, I get you. What was the reason for you to move from home to your uncle's place in Johannesburg?
My uncle was a chairperson, was nominated or elected as a chairperson of that particular school. And his kids were still young. And for you to qualify as a member of the school board, you must have a child in that school. Just like now. Yeah, for you to be a member of SGB, you must be having kids in that school. So I became his first daughter.
So that you can get access.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And were you staying together or there were other family members there? Like it was just the two of you or other?
No.
Okay.
His wife was there, his kids were there. Yeah.
And that was when you were 15 years old, ne? When you moved to Johannesburg?
No.
How old were you?
I think I was 11 or 10 or 11.
Okay.
Yeah, up until I was 15 years. And then I came back home. Yeah.
And you got married?
Yes.
At the age of 16?
Off.
How was it at the age of 16?
It's painful. I don't want to go there, really. I don't want to go there. Yeah.
I get you. But then when, I know you don't want to go there, but when you were married at the age of 16, because you were still at school, didn't it affect you in your academic? Didn't it affect your academic?
Totally, school was out, totally out. And I stayed for about 9 years out of school, giving birth to kids, about 4 kids. After the 4th one was born, I went back to school when she was 3 months. That is, after a year of corresponding, I corresponded standard 6, then standard 6. For you to go to secondary school, you'd first pass standard 6. Yeah, and it was an external examination. So I corresponded standard 6 in a year's time through the help of my neighbor. Then I got that one. Then I went to school.
For someone to get married off during that time, it was because of the culture or a certain family were doing that?
Yeah, I think it was culture because I think my grandmother, when she accepted these people who were looking for a bride, and I wasn't there. Yeah. So they found out that there are girls in this family, and Esvaremba, I'm a Remba. Yeah. So they wanted Remba girls.
When you were corresponding, you went back to school, other kids were making fun of you and they were abusing you. How was it?
They would talk and I would hear what they're saying, but I'll be smiling. All the time I'll be just smiling. And they thought I was a fool, something like that. But it didn't matter to me because I was focused. I knew what I was there for, and I wanted that, only that. These other things...
They didn't matter?
No, they didn't matter.
Who was looking after your kids when you were at school?
My... my mother-in-law's sister, because she was no more. So her sister came and stayed with me.
Okay.
And she looked after my kids. Sometimes she would go and then I would just find someone to look after my kids.
And then you had to pay that person?
Yeah. I would ask my father or my brother to give me money to pay for them, for his services. Yeah.
I don't know about today's culture because actually in my family, they're not doing it. This thing of marrying a lady to another family. Yeah. But
arranged marriages.
Yeah, arranged marriages. But to other families that are still doing this, what can you tell them as a person that went through it?
There's nothing painful as that one. You know, when I was staying in Chawela, every morning I would stand by the window looking at the kids, other kids
going to school,
my age, going to school. Yeah, and when it was school out, I would again go to the window, and I would be crying. I ought to have been there, but I'm here, and not because I wanted it to be like that. It's so painful because you are married off at a young age. You don't even know what you are going to do there. You don't know what you are expected to behave and all that. It's very much painful. And your dreams are shattered, totally shattered. You change like 360 degrees, your life changes. So, hey, I wouldn't advise any parent to marry off their kids. I would never. I think that is the one thing which compelled me to go to school even when I was a married person, so that my kids would never experience what I experienced. Yeah.
Who were you talking to that time when you feel, Ray, now I'm down because of this situation?
Nobody.
You were alone?
I'm alone. I would cry, sometimes even thinking of suicide and all that.
But you never attempted to implement it?
I tried thrice. But each time I was rescued by my husband. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
It's a tough one, yeah.
It's a tough one. And then where did you accomplish your secondary level?
At Chemwemu Secondary School.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you went to do computer?
Before computer, I went to Chisimani Training College to train as a teacher. By then, you do two years only. I went there for the first year. Second year, I enrolled for grade 12. Yeah, I was doing this and that at the same time.
Oh, so you...
Yeah.
Sorry?
I studied... I'm sorry. I did my some of the subjects for grade 12. I wrote them when I was still at college.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then after finishing the degree of being a teacher, you then went for computer to study computer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And studied at UNISA at the same time. Yeah.
UNISA, you're studying what?
B.Ed, because I had a degree with the University of Venda. Yeah, Bachelor of Arts, and then I did my B.Ed, Bachelor of Education in UNISA, and then I did school management with UNISA.
Yeah.
No, just tried. Because most of the things were you can hear from my talking and all that most of the things were done correspondent. It was correspondence, distance learning and all that. Yeah.
Your biography states that you started, or you are currently owning a school, Ganyane Primary School.
It's not my school.
Yeah, but it also emphasizes that you were a principal there, from being a teacher to be a principal. What's the story there? Like, how are you owning it? And how did you start working there?
I don't own it.
Okay.
I own a crash sort of.
Oh.
It's a learning center, Mundi.
Oh,
Mundi
okay.
Learning Center.
Okay.
Ganyane Primary School. I was teaching at senior primary school. So I don't know how people knew my ability and all that. Because I started teaching just as an ordinary teacher.
That was before acting, ne?
That was before acting.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I was the first post that I was given. It was on that particular school that I worked in. But they did not accept me there because they did not know me and they did not know my works and
you
all
had no
that.
Experience.
Yeah, I had no experience. And they simply said, the circuit office gave me that post, but the school rejected me. Then I had to go somewhere like Marindini and Chimbupfe, working on food, looking for that particular school. Then I worked there, but my kids were alone and they were young here at home. So I cried. I went to the circuit office. They gave me a permanent post at Nzwerure, somewhere near Vuane. I worked there, then there were no transport anymore. The principal was always scolding me every day because I would be there late, but I would board on a bus at 4 o'clock in the morning. From Chino, I would walk on foot.
And who's looking after the kids?
They are alone.
Yeah.
I look after them when I come back.
Yeah.
I must cook for them. Yeah. And then I eventually got a post at Hamasia. There was transport until I got a cross transfer with a certain lady who was working in Sianda, but her place was Hamasia. Her house was just near the school. So I made a cross transfer with her. I worked at Mutangwa Manugu Primary School, and people from this side started to feel, because in competitions would be together. They started to feel the heat from Tsianda to this side. Then they started to say, it's her time to come back home.
Because so, you had vibe.
Yeah. So I told the principal, do not allow me to go there. I don't want to.
Yeah.
They rejected me, so let me be a reject.
I'm fine where I am.
I'm fine where I am. And even the parents, they did not allow me to go. They didn't. It was just a fight, sort of. And it was a conflict where they even took one teacher who was teaching at Chakuma, but staying at Tsianda. So they said, oh, if you take this one, we take this one back to Tsianda.
Nice.
That's how I eventually came back. And my husband said, why do you want to go there? Because you travel on a bus and all that. Why don't you just walk to that school? So because of that, then I came back. So and it's then that they saw that, no, this person is capable of doing so many things. So they promoted me. In fact, they forced me to apply for the post of principalship.
From being an ordinary teacher to a principal.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to be a principal?
I was a principal. I was a teacher from 1980. 80, yes. 1980, and then I became a principal in 1988.
Oh.
Yeah.
Only 8 years.
Yeah, only 8 years.
Just 8 years.
Yeah, within that 8 years.
And today, people say principals do earn that much. How were the ratings back then?
Not in our time. not in our time.
How much were you earning back then? As a teacher, first as a teacher, how much were you earning?
33 rand.
Yo! And what would you do with that money?
Was it 33 or 300? 330. Yeah. My first salary was 330.
What did you do with your first salary?
My first priority was building a house for my kids. So I took it to a certain guy we used to call him Mumarapore.
Marapore.
Yeah. Yeah, I said to him, this is what I get.
Yeah.
And I cannot afford to buy cement and all that. So you give me cement and anything that I want from your shop. So every month you will deduct from this.
Oh.
Yes, and then give me something for my transport.
And for my kids.
Yeah, for my kids, just that.
So
and then, yeah.
So because you were doing all that with Bomarapure, why didn't you sit down with your husband and plan everything?
He was a migrant labor. He was in Johannesburg.
Oh.
And I was here.
Oh, okay.
So I would tell him what I was doing. And he was also earning so little. And
for him to come back?
He used to come back once or twice a year. Yes. Because of how he was earning. So I thought.
How were you communicating with him? Letters?
Letters. Yeah.
If
you wrote a letter.
If you wrote a letter today, how long will it take for him to get it?
Except for a telegram, it would take long.
What's telegram?
Telegram, you would say.
Because telegram today, it's a social media app.
Yeah, can you see that? It would say maybe the child is sick. Child sick, come.
Oh, then, like you don't write much.
No, you don't write much.
Oh.
Child,
the more you type the words,
the more, yes.
Oh. Hey. How long will it take for him to get it through a telegram?
2 days. Yeah.
And then a normal letter?
Yeah, weeks.
Yeah. But they were being delivered by the same company or method?
GPO.
Oh, okay.
General Post Office.
Yeah. Your parents, where were they? Because you said your kids were alone when you went to work.
They were there in PPD. I was born in PPD. So my father was a shopkeeper. He would be maybe staying at Mukura, for an example, looking after that shop. And it wasn't easy for him to come home. You know, the transport then wasn't that easy like today. My mother was a domestic worker. Yeah, she would go and work.
In Joburg?
No.
Or around here in Venda?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
How did the Muvhango gig came about?
It came when I was on my way to prepare the funeral of my aunt, my uncle's wife, younger wife.
Then in Chaware.
No, in PPD. Yeah, so it was school out. Then I was just phoning my younger sister who stays in Chakuma, but down after the market. I was just saying, just come out because we are late already. Bring the utensils with you. And then she did not pick up the phone. Her husband picked it up. And then he said, what do you want? And then I told him. Then he said to me, how many more Elsie Rasaranabo are here in Chakuma? Then I said, I'm the only one. And then he said, what are you still doing here? And I said, that's why I'm phoning your wife so that we can go. Then he said, I'm not talking about that. Your name has been on radio the whole day. They want you to come to Utrecht for audition. Then I said, sure. They said 3 o'clock you must be there, and by that time it was 2:30. Then I said, well, was I the only one who was being called? And then I said, no, with some this and this. And then I phoned those people. Then they said, but they have our phones. Why didn't they call us on our phones, on our cell phones? We are not going. Sure. I had a car, but the speed that I could use
on that car,
I wasn't that much experienced. Then I phoned the radio station. And they said, we do not, because I was on radio before. Yeah, I acted this.
Oh, Ndione Minyene.
Ndione Minyene, I wasn't in it, yeah, but I wasn't in it. Then the person who answered my call said, no, you are wanted by the people from television. You are just lucky because they're still in Pulukwane. Be quick. Come for auditions.
So they chose you because you were also an actor on radio?
Yes.
Oh, I was curious. How did they choose you?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I don't know how they did it, but they found our voices from radio. So that is how they picked us up. And then they just called this person and this person and this person for us. So eventually, when I went back to these people, these people are not calling us for Matamga Achivenda. They are calling us for television. I said, oh, okay. They decided then to give me a lift, then we went there.
To Pulukwane? No.
To Utrecht.
Oh, okay.
And then when we arrived, they were already there.
Yeah.
And there were so many people. The first audition, there were so many people.
So it was the first ever audition for Muvhango?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it was because they started in Pulukwane and then they came to Utrecht. And then I was given a partner, then we had to talk. I didn't know what was happening and all that. My script was in Tsonga and English. So I preferred to read it in Tsonga.
Because you knew Tsonga.
I can read, I can speak Tsonga,
Okay.
English, Chivenda, yeah, and Pedi. So I read it in Chitsonga. Then after a while, they said, no, don't do it in Tsonga. Then I went for English. I did it in English. I said, no, not in English. So I translated it in my head. There were no translations for Chivenda.
Like they were not written down?
No. The Tsonga, they translated the script from English to Tsonga. So I translated it in my head in Chivenda. I said it in Chivenda. So I just heard people laughing after they said cut. I don't know what they were laughing. Then I was so hurt. So I did not do good. To me, I thought like that because I didn't know what was happening.
People who were laughing were the crew members?
The crew members. The crew members, they were just laughing. And then they said, no, we have your contacts and all that. You'll hear from us. Then I went, but I was so hurt. Why did they even, they have to laugh at me. Then I was called back.
After how long?
After some months, I think. Then I went to Koroni. And then it was Vendasan by then. And I found some people gathered around the table. They were talking about something. I didn't even know that the show is called Muvhango. So they were talking about power and all that. Then I went to them. After I had I've just seated somewhere there alone. Then I went to them. Do you know about these people who are coming to do auditions here? And they said to me, and who are you? Then I told them, but your name is not here. Then I did not mind, and then I had to phone someone whom I know from Polokwane, and then they said, no, these people are not coming today, just go home. They'll come tomorrow.
Okay.
Then I came back home. The following day, we went to, was it Acacia Park? Very early in the morning. When I arrived there, Boma Sugiri, then Boma Sugiri, arrived also. And then I went to him, because I saw him in the previous, Then he had the scripts, and then I saw my name on one of the papers. His name is Rachitanga and Bomukondereri. There were no other names. With these other ones, Boma Cindy, Boma Kazi. Then I said, no. Maybe that is why they could not see my name there. And I was the first to be auditioned. Yeah. I was given only, I think, 2 minutes to go through my script.
Yeah.
Then
Was that enough?
Yeah, it was enough because they were running short of time. I think they had to audition so many people, and yeah, so I was given two minutes to look at my script.
How long was it, the script?
It wasn't that long. It was only 1 page.
Okay.
And then there was this lady. I think she was I don't know. I think she was line producer or something, but she just came to me quickly. Let me fill you in. Your character is Mkondereri, and this lady is a lady who wants things for herself, and she's somehow what. Very quickly. And when she was doing that, I was reading. I was reading and listening at the same time.
Yeah.
And then I was called to go and, are you ready? And then I said, yes. I'm ready. And then I went there. Yeah.
And then it went down.
Yeah. When I finished, people were clapping hands, and then the director had to say, no, you are influencing the results. And I'm so proud of my first director.
Who was the director back then?
Nukura Mabula.
Okay.
Yeah, he was the first. I think I have him somewhere in my photos. And that was good. Then I came back home. Waited for the call. Waited for the call until I got a call one day. I must come to the hotel in Toyando.
Which hotel?
Vendasan. It was still the only. I mean, that was, yeah. I went there. Then they wanted my size and all that. And they wanted to know how the chief's wife would dress up. Then I said, the person would dress up mingwenda. They said they don't have mingwenda. I must bring my own. So I had to borrow some from the chief's wife here.
Here in Chakum?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And she showed me some of the things that must be done.
Oh, wait. So back then, you were the chief's wife?
Yes, Alpheus.
Oh.
Alpheus.
Okay.
Mashudu's father passed on.
Yeah.
And Mashudu was in Joburg.
Yeah.
Doing his businesses. You know, MMC, it's Mashudu's. Then Bo Alpheus had to be the regent there. He was a regent. So he must have a wife. So I was the wife for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I had a son called Rambani.
Yeah. I remember him, yeah.
Yes.
So Rambano was the one who was supposed to be the king?
Yes.
Oh, then Bakwe was killed him.
Yeah, they killed him because that is why Bomkondeli was always fighting for her son. Then how can Azwindini become a king? Or how can he become a chief? Because his father had never sat on the throne. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you had to borrow traditional attire?
From Joyce.
So in short, you are the one who introduced Mingwenda on TV.
Yes.
Wow. That's beautiful.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
And then Bomakazi also had to put on Mingwenda and Bomasindi. The former Bomasindi, Salome Mchinya.
Bomakazi back then was Kendi Moloi, ne?
Yes.
The late Kendi Moloi.
Yeah, may his soul rest in peace. Yeah. Yeah.
And then they approved it, or you will be giving them Mingwenda for acting.
So they had to hire per
So
day.
you had to teach them some of the vendor
Tradition.
Oh.
Yeah.
So beside acting, were you also part of the wardrobe people?
No.
Okay.
They would only tell me that you must bring Mingwenda and everything that goes with it. That was that.
Which is Bukunda and all stuff.
Mukunda and all that, everything. So it was part of wardrobe, you are right. Because I would take them to the wardrobe lady, who would then look at the scenes and then say, this one will go with this scene and this one will go with that scene. Yeah.
So the fact that you were also part of the wardrobe team, were you also getting money for that job or for that thing?
Now, for the attire that I had, I think it was 50 rand per day.
Okay.
Yeah, they would give me 50 rands per day.
Excluding your acting?
Yeah, excluding acting.
Okay.
Yeah.
When you first appeared on TV, how was the feeling? Because you were part of the first team that appeared on TV on Muvhango.
And the first scene, I was in the first scene.
How was it?
You know, that feeling. And thinking where I came from.
All the struggles that you went through.
It was overwhelming. It was overwhelming. Yeah. And all the struggles have been put aside and put back. And then I was just looking forward. If this chance comes, I'll always be there and I'll give it my best. Yeah. Although it was like, I don't know what's happening, but I just went on with the flow. Yeah, and it was good. When people say to me, we saw you on television, it was so good. It felt so good. But at the same time, I was overwhelmed. I was overwhelmed, really. And prayed to God that this is what you have been putting aside for me.
Preparing me for.
Yeah, and I didn't know then that I would be here. So thank you.
Before the first episode aired, did you tell the other people, or I will be on TV, and they did not believe you?
No, I didn't.
No one?
Only close friends and relatives, but I didn't want to talk much about it. I did not want to talk.
You were not sure if you will have.
Yeah. Hey, with television, don't just go out and shout, because hey.
That's true.
And they shoot you, and then you said they pay you. But you'll never.
That's true. Were your parents still alive when your first episode?
They were both still alive.
What did they say?
Yeah. My mother would say, she's not from Kondere. She's not from Kondere. She's my daughter. She'd fight with people who would say, Mom Kondere. No, she's not from Kondere.
She's my daughter.
She's my daughter.
Your kids, how old were they that time? Or the firstborn, how old was he or she?
She was married already.
Okay.
Yeah, and the second-born was not yet married, but she was about to be married. Yeah.
And they were also happy?
Yeah, they were happy. They were happy. They were happy.
And then the story continued. How was the journey?
The journey was good. Sometimes heavy because heavy and hectic. Because I was a teacher. I was a principal. When I started muvhango, but people did not know that I was a principal. And even to say I'm a teacher, my others did not know for a long time, because I did not canvass it. I'll have to leave the kids in the classroom and the teachers at the school. For them to work during my absence, I don't know, but they were so faithful that they worked. Especially when I'm working not on, I used to work there during the weekends and holidays. But if I had to go and work during the week, I had to hire a cover teacher. And I must pay that person from my pocket.
Oh, so besides being a principal, you were also teaching?
Yes,
okay.
I had, yeah. The workload was bigger for the teachers only. So I had to carry some. Sometimes I'd teach English, history, and science, and others will be teaching this because it was now from grade R to grade 7, and we're just a few teachers there, and the kids were many. So maybe we will have maybe 2 or 3 groups in one grade. So you cannot just give someone such a big workload if you want the results to be better. Yeah. So in our school we had a slogan that our school is second to none.
Oh, okay.
So for it to be, not to be second to none, everybody must be hands-on.
It was your slogan or you found it there?
I made it.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
And the fame, how was the fame? Because it was not that thing, Yauri. Everyone is on TV back then. Only few people were on TV.
Yes,
and you were one of those few people.
It brought a lot of kids
to the school.
My principal is on TV. So
I want to be taught by that principal.
I want to be taught by, and I used to teach them arts and culture.
Okay.
So in arts and culture, there is acting, there is what. So they loved it.
And you knew.
And I gave them the opportunity to create their own stories and act them out. Yeah.
And you knew what to do for them to feel
I knew what to do. I knew what to do. Yeah.
And with other teachers, how was it? I mean, the fame.
It was good to some, but some would say, why do you have to leave the school and go there? Yeah. But I didn't mind, because even the department knew that I would do these things. Because I had to write a letter. And then I told them, Tshivenda is one of the marginalized languages. So for it to grow and to be known, there must be some people who would advocate for it. So
and that's through TV.
Yeah. So they allowed me to do that, as long as I don't leave the school alone.
Oh.
As long as I don't leave the kids alone. So for the school to run, I had to nominate one of the teachers to be an acting principal when
you're away. Oh,
yes.
Okay.
And for the kids not to be left alone, I would want a qualified teacher to be a cover teacher for me. So that's how I went.
Beside other parents bringing their kids to the school, what other favors did they do to you at the fame? What other favors did the fame did to you?
Sure. You know, you see the marketplace. Chakuma.
Yeah.
When I went there, they would give me fruits for mahala. So you see that? Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, all that. Yeah. Yo. And those who were making mingwenda, but I only know of two ladies. The one whom I gave the project of Ererwani, because I was also in Ererwani. She made a set of mwenda for me as a thank you. And the one whom I was using her mwenda in muvhango, most of the time I would call her, they want so many mingwendas and all that. She also gave me a pair. Yeah. Other than that, these others were just making money out of it, but never say thank you, not even, that's how Muvenda is. And those who are making this marungu, and now they call them satellite dishes. They don't know where the name came from.
I get you.
Yeah.
I get you.
The wardrobe lady then.
Yeah.
She would ask me, what is this? And I say, chipfuno.
Yeah.
And this chikandwa. And she said, no, I won't even remember all these names. You know what? I'll just call them satellite dishes. So that's how the name satellite dish came from.
For you to quit being a principal, or to quit the school thing, and only do acting, for sure it was hard for you, because that was your first love. Yeah,
it was hard, but in 2007 I got ill. It was so severe that, when I went back to school in 2008, I wasn't that good, not good at all. And the workload was too hard. It was too heavy for me to control the teachers, the learners.
And your family, of course.
And my family. And there were so many changes at the department. The system was changing. You'd go to the second office, they would call you to come and take this form. It must be filled in now. Then you go there and bring it to the teachers. They fill in. When you take it back, they said, no, we gave you the wrong one. The correct one is this one. I'm so sorry.
And you have to redo everything.
Yes. And directed from head office. When it comes down, they said, no, we brought the wrong one. So everyone was just like, and when I came back home, my husband was now at home. Yeah. And then I would be sick, very, very, very ill. Then he would say, but you have that other job. Why don't you? Why don't you quit this thing? Just get retired. After all, you are over 60 now. So, and I said, no, I must. I love the kids, but the workload now was too heavy for me, and that side they would want me for maybe 3 weekends in a month's time. It's work, and when I go there, you find maybe sometimes 20 cents per day or 25 cents, because they would skip your sins when you are not there, but they want them at edit. So when you go there, they've piled them together, and they must be short, all of them. So I had to.
Because it was too much.
It was too much. And then before I resigned from work, from teaching, they thought that they can just say, yes, we are taking you now. Then I went there, and they said, by the way, you are not going back. Then I said, no, my kind of work, it's not the one that I can say, I'm leaving today. I must give 3 months notice. And they were so fed up because the scripts were just like, they were with Mkondeleli.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. They had to rewrite. Then they were so fed up. They said, this is the last scene for Mkondeleli, and we must send this.
Like the last ending, like after that you are out?
Yeah. So we came back. But after a while, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just called us back then. I said, okay. And then now, can I maybe put in a notice? Then they said, yes, you can. Then I wrote a letter to the department, and the department did not even look. The person who was in charge did not even look at. He just signed. Yes, approved. Then in 2011, December, that was my last month in teaching. So somewhere, I think, 2012, were called to be, they wanted to bid farewell to us. When I went there, they said, and you? Are you here for your husband? Because I was with my husband. Are you here for your husband? Then I said, no, for me. Then no, that can't be. That can't be. You are still young and active, and all. We still want you. But you signed the letter.
You didn't read.
you signed the letter, and then gone. I was gone. And then from 2012 I was that side. Up until this year.
Working in Muvhango, I'm sure it was massive for you because you worked with many tribes, Zulus, Xhosas, Shangaan, all the tribes. How was the experience learning other tribes' culture and stuff?
You had to. You had to know if maybe you have scenes with someone like a Gugu, for an example. If I'm not saying it was always like that. If there are some of the things that they wouldn't do in their culture, so you must adhere to that. If the director and everybody is saying this, so you must just follow. But it wasn't that hard because the director, the producer, and everybody would have said this is how it is done. But the difficult part of it was on our side, because mostly they did not know the Venda culture, and especially the royal family. This is not done, and when we say it's not done, it's not done. But they will say, but this is acting. Even if it's acting, let us portray what. Let us portray what people would not scold at us and us. Because people outside would say, "How can that be done like that when you were there?" And it was hard on my side. Yeah.
So back then, weren't you part of maybe the people that used to help on how the royal family do their things when they are writing the script?
No.
Okay.
No. There were people who were hired to do that.
Oh. And they were vendors, those people?
Yes, they were vendors. But being a vendor doesn't mean that you know everything.
Of course. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
You were a wife to the late Semi Mwete. I don't know if I'm pronouncing the surname well.
Yes, Mwete.
Mwete, ne?
Yeah.
And he passed on. When he passed on, how did it feel to you as a person that was close to you in acting?
Yeah, it felt so bad. I still remember when we were at the memorial service, I just broke down. Because I stayed on set. I mean, I was almost with him on set each and every day. It was hard. And he's one of the people who helped me to know what is in this, what acting is. Umshasha, Makazi, meaning Candy, Ma'am Lillian Dube.
Yes.
Yes, and that one would say it like she's joking. No, don't bring this one, it's an extra. Just like that. Then I would hear that that which I've just done, it's not correct. Then I'll say, just tell me what to do. Just like that. I didn't feel bad because I was learning. And our executive producer, he helped us, especially on my side. Because most of the things I didn't know. So he would make these workshops and workshopped us on most of the things. That is how I know now what to do. Yeah.
But how long did it take you to accept that is normal and you have to continue with your scenes without him?
You mean Mshasha?
Yeah.
It was hard. It took a long time, but because they had already introduced Muraro on my side, it was a little bit better. But not having Mshasha on my side, it was hard. It was hard on the first time. And that time, I even thought that I will also be going out. Because
this scene is out.
Because the one with whom I'm almost in the scene with, it's no longer there. So maybe they'll say, now it's time, you go. Yeah, but having Muraro and Tebogo helped my character to sustain.
Do you have a son?
Yes, I do.
Would you allow it if your son is marrying a Mukada?
Yes, I would. And he's married to Mukada. And I love it.
Because it was always tough with the Mukada.
That was Wumkonde, not me.
No, I get you. Beside Muvhango and Parapara, which other gigs did you acted on?
It's Parapara, Muvhango, Ererwani, Udozulanyi.
I don't know that one.
It was done by Chidino.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was shown on Mzansi sometimes back.
The one where you were with Boma Sindi?
Yes.
I think I remember that.
You remember it?
Yeah.
And then the one with AC Productions, it was Muremba something. It was acted somewhere around Venda. And it was shown on ETV. And then Museto, it was just a pilot. We did not act it more and more, but that pilot, people loved it. Someone was telling me that she saw it on television not long. I don't know on which channel, but she saw that one. Yeah.
But Muvhango was your biggest gig?
Yeah, it was. It was the biggest.
I get you.
And still is. Because I haven't found something that could be bigger than that. I don't know. Maybe I will get it. I don't know. Because there is this story written by a boy from your side there. It's big.
It's coming.
It's big.
Okay.
But unfortunately, it is said he's gone somewhere.
Which production is that?
Z something.
Oh, Z Films.
Z Films.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I know the guy is good.
He is very good. That guy is very good. So I don't think we were to start because we had done the pilotings. I don't know whether it was finished or not, but I had played my part already. We were to start shooting in January, but I don't know because he's not there.
Maybe just hold on. He will call you.
He's not there. He's somewhere
outside Asia.
in Africa. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I want you to clear the air with this matter, because I've just read articles. I don't know if it's true or not, but it is said that Muvhango fired you after 25 years. How true is that?
Phew. Fire. The word fire, it's not. I was not fired. They just rested the character.
Oh, okay.
Yes. They just said, this character, it has been long. And I think they also considered my age. They just, the writers just wanted to rest the character. Yeah. That's how I can just say it.
When you say they just rested the character, does it mean somewhere, somehow we will see you as a ghost maybe?
I don't know. that I cannot say, considering my age. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know.
Like Woma should do maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
So these rumors of Woma Kondere was fired and she also collapsed are not true?
No, not at all. You know, people would say whatever they want, especially...
to get numbers. Maybe.
Yeah.
To get numbers.
You know, there was the Afrikaners have this saying, "So lich so sa courant."
What does that mean? I only went to the African school for 1 week.
Is it? So lich so sa courant. Courant is a newspaper. Yeah. Lich is yambo zuipa.
Oh, okay. Oh, the newspaper also lies.
if you are always telling telling lies, they say in Afrikaans, so lig so sakurant.
I will find out what that means. Do you think
you tell lies just like newspapers?
Okay.
You tell lies like newspapers.
Oh, I get it. I get it now. Do you think you made your own family from Muvhango?
And I don't know how you mean.
Family are like people that are not your relatives at all, but because of Muvhango, they are now like family to you.
Yes, I did. Everywhere. As long as it's South Africa, even in Jamaica and everywhere.
You have went to Jamaica?
My friend went to Jamaica, and then she called from Jamaica, and then I had to speak to the people in Jamaica. They are watching Muvhango. In Africa, they are watching Muvhango. Zimbabweans are watching Muvhango. When they see me everywhere, they just say, "Oh, this lady from Muvhango, from Kondi, from Kondeleli," and all that. Yeah. So I have relatives everywhere. Yeah.
When you are going out, maybe you are doing some outings with your family or alone, how is the response from people out there?
Sure. My husband once said, I no longer want to move with you. You know what? I'll just drop you. Maybe you're doing shopping or whatever. When you're done, just call me. Because you don't move from one place when you after some 10 meters.
They want pictures.
They want pictures. They want to talk to you. They want, it's just like that everywhere.
Autographs, have you done them?
Yeah, but I hate them. I hate those ones because I hate, and I must write something. I've done a lot of them, but pictures are better because sometimes I would say, just take it while I'm walking. Yeah.
And then it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
And I get you.
Yeah.
I get you. Out of the 25 experience of, I don't know if I can say 25 experience of acting.
25 years.
Yes. Do you think you have made it into this industry or not? And why do you say so?
I cannot say I've made it. In this industry, you learn every day. And for you to sharpen your craft, you must learn. So I cannot say I've made it. There's still a lot that I want to learn. There is more that I want to know. Yeah.
And so you're saying you're still waiting for Z Films?
Yes, I'm still waiting for Z Films.
What about maybe a school year not to teach young kids?
Yes, I'm thinking of it. I'm thinking of it.
Okay.
I've got this Mundi Learning Center.
Or the crèche that you...
Yes.
Yeah.
That is why I said learning center, not a crèche. It is called Mundi Learning Center. That means you can learn anything from there. So if I can get maybe funders or something, I'll start an acting.
You must call investors looking at that camera. How can they get hold of you and everything?
Okay. With the experience that I gained from Muvhango and these other smaller nyana things that I did, I would like to pass my knowledge to the younger generations, especially from this side, the rural area. They don't have, they are not exposed to this kind of things, like this acting and all that. They don't know. And others are good maybe for writing, good in camera.
Behind the scene.
Yeah, and so many other things. So they don't know how to go about. I would like to start a school in that area, teaching them. I have a place already, but I want to build some more classes to can do that, because presently there is a crèche which is operating in Mundi Learning Center. If only I can get funders who can sponsor me, I would start the lessons or the classes for acting.
And how can they get hold of you?
My cell phone number is 082-758-9062. I reside in Chakuma, Muhoboya.
And you must only call if you want a sponsor. They must not call for other things.
Yeah. Don't call me on for other things other than sponsoring me, please. Okay, thank you.
Deuteronomy 31 verse 6.
What does it say?
It talks about being stronger, courage, and you have been living through that scripture till today. What can you say about it?
Being a courageous person means that you must be able to persevere. Because things won't just come easy all the time. You must have courage and you must be prayerful. For you to be strong, you must be a prayerful person.
Marabeli.
Yes, that's my name.
I want to wrap this up with an IQ test. I have 5 questions only that I want to ask you.
You know, I left school so many years ago.
They're not hard. I'm sure we'll get total. Should we start?
You may.
Okay, question number 1. SABC is an abbreviation that stands for?
South African Broadcasting Corporation, yes.
That's true. Question number 2. Limpopo is made up of 3 main ethnic groups. Which are these groups?
Pedis, Vendas, and Tsongas.
Question number 3. How many days are in a leap year?
366 days.
You will get total. What's the opposite of now?
Then.
You will get total. Question number last. KZN is found in which province?
KZN, it's a province on itself.
Thank you very much for honoring this invitation to come on the podcast. I really appreciate it, Mama.
Thank you, and thank you for coming and to interview me. I feel honored. I hope
Yes.
I hope.
Speaking of honoring, you've got a lifetime award.
Sure.
I forgot about it.
I've been honored, you know, by the Limpopo Arts Movement, together with the Department of Arts and Culture in Limpopo. I never thought that the people of Limpopo would honor their people the way they did. You know, I felt so honored because we see these awards on television, maybe on national level, but the Limpopo Arts Movement started it in our own province. That means it will go on. Even people coming behind us, they will be honored this way. It's really an honor. And I thank the Arts and Culture Department in Limpopo and the Limpopo Arts Movement. Yes, especially the chairperson, Mpoza. Yeah. He's doing great things. Yeah.
Besides this award, do you have other awards?
Only those I got from school. Like when I was doing computer.
Okay.
Yes, I was awarded, and the award that I got from the church in Chifuranani, Yabuma Sakona, they awarded me just to say there is a lady.
Yeah.
Who is trying to put Venda on the map.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I have it.
That's good.
Maybe I can
That's
I can even show it to you.
We'll take the pictures. We'll
Okay.
take the pictures, don't
All
worry.
right,
But
okay.
otherwise, thank you very much, Mama. One last thing that you want to tell our viewers that maybe I didn't ask you? One last thing that you want to tell our viewers that maybe I didn't ask you?
What I can say to you viewers, be what you are. Don't try to be something that you are not. Just be you are and focus on what you want to be, especially the young ones. You can see where our country is going. Please just be what you are and try to work very hard. And education, it's your stepping stone. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mama. That's it. That we had on today's episode from myself and the rest of Masters Podcast team. Naradzaba Twatir, Mushat.